Hello, this is Michelle Crow, and this is a story that I wrote after the fixer, and it's called Letting Go. Realizing that I could not fix everything was only the beginning. The harder lesson was learning how to loosen my grip on what I thought I was meant to hold. After the fixing comes the harder work, the quiet work, the work no one applauds, the work of letting go. When writing The Fixer, I began to recognize something uncomfortable inside myself. The quiet arrogance that if I showed more patience, if I just kept reaching out, things would eventually fall back into place the way I imagined they should. But love cannot be sustained by effort alone. There comes a moment when you realize that your heart is exhausted, not because you stopped loving someone, but because you have been trying to carry something that was never yours to control. That realization is humbling. It forces you to sit quietly with the truth that sometimes the most faithful thing we can do is release the outcome and trust God to work in ways we cannot see. Scripture reminds us of this gentle but difficult instruction. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3, verse 5. Letting go often means admitting that our understanding was never complete to begin with. It means believing that God may be doing something in another person's life that we cannot guide, cannot speed up, and cannot interfere with. Sometimes love looks less like holding on and more like stepping back and allowing space for God to work. Letting go is rarely dramatic. It does not usually arrive with loud. It arrives as a slow realization that your hands are tired from gripping something that was never meant to be carried by you in the first place. Casting something away requires opening your hands. And opening your hands requires trust. Trust that what you will release will be caught by something greater than your own effort. Trusting that God's plan is best. Knowing that the gentle and sometimes loud ways that God speaks to us are something we should not ignore. Sometimes letting go means releasing people we deeply love. Not because love has disappeared, but because love cannot force someone to stay connected. Love cannot compel someone to grow in the way we wish they would. There are moments in life when the most honest expression of love is simply stepping back and allowing another person to walk the path they have chosen, even when that path leads away from us. That kind of surrender feels painful at first, but Scripture gently reminds us that not every season of life is meant to remain the same. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. Some seasons are meant for building, some seasons are meant for holding on, and some seasons, perhaps the hardest ones, are meant for release. Letting go is not only about relationships. Sometimes it's about the quiet grief of releasing dreams we once believed defined our future, plans we thought would unfold a certain way, visions of life that once felt certain, or things that society told us were necessary for us. But the strange grace of letting go is this. When our hands finally open, they are no longer full of what we were meant to carry. They become available again, available for peace, available for new growth, available for the unexpected goodness that can only arrive when we stop fighting what is, or what we think should be. Scripture also offers one more gentle reminder for this kind of surrender. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46, verse 10. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is trust. It is the quiet decision to release control and believe that the story of our lives is being written by hands far wiser than our own. Letting go is not the end of love. It is simply the moment when love releases its grip and allows grace to finish the work. And sometimes that is where true healing finally begins. I am ready for that healing, especially for the things that have been holding me back from who I was truly meant to become, and perhaps even allowing others to go beautifully because I finally released what I thought was best.